What's on, minifans? Back with a quite quick project. This is actually part of a bigger project which will be released next week. But what I'm doing in this one is moulding and casting some of those arches I made in a previous video, just to speed up the whole process because I need quite a few. Anyway, if you like anything in the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. I have some Amazon affiliate links down below in the description box, and they're for my most used items. And I have a link to the templates I use. It's a link to my Patreon, but they're all free of charge. Anyway, enough of this. Let's get on to crafting. So I've made one of those arches again, as perfectly as I can, because this is, the master. But I've actually cut a little bit off the bottom, so they're 4.5 centimeters tall now. This is to fit with the next project. And I've constructed a chipboard box to go around this. And I've Mod Podged everything, so I glue the arch into the bottom, into the box, and I hot glue around the edges because I do not want any silicone leaking onto my desk. And then I just mix up the silicone, so it's 2 parts, so 50% of each. And I use scales to get this perfect. Mix it up and pour it in, and then I drop the box a few times to try and dislodge as many bubbles as possible. This silicone's meant to cure in 2 to 3 hours in a quite warm room, but I poked it a few times with a gloved hand and it was still unset. But then I realised actually it was just a couple of bits on the bottom which were unset, or just a tiny bit on the surface, so it probably had cured in that time. But anyway, I pop it out of the box because I don't want to destroy the box because I want to make another mould of this. So I use tweezers around the edge and just ping it out. And it's bang on. Very pleased. So as I say, I make another mould after this one. I don't film any of that. But to save on silicone, I've chopped up pieces of an old mould and I just chuck those in. So you'll see you can see those chunks in there. Onto casting. So I'm using a new resin for me at least. So this one's 2 parts A, 1 part B. If you're doing the same, just follow the instructions on the resin. Anyway, so I mix up 30 grams worth of resin, and then normally I would pour this in from a height, but these molds I couldn't. I'll get resin absolutely everywhere, which I'm obviously trying to avoid. So I pour in real close and then just give each mould a bit of a bang to get rid of those excess bubbles. But I actually mixed up way too much resin. I only need about 15 grams for 2 of these arches. So I just chuck some in one of my old moulds, the Greebles mould. Okie dokie, it's been 24 hours and the resin is now cured, so I just pop the arches out of the moulds, and they've moulded perfectly, but there are some bubbly bits of resin left, so I just trim those off with a craft knife and use a file to get it all smooth, and boom, job's done. So I'll go ahead and cast a load more of these, and that's it for this video. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Cheers for now.